Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, or chrispalmer.org. You can check him out. Sponsored by the news guy, Mr. Randy Rodet, who you can see his picture above. The link is below for digital PR campaigns, a number of different packages available if you're looking for a great client deliverable, referring domains, link juice, brand awareness. All of that comes from decent PR blasts. So check the link below for Mr. Randy, the news guy. And he's also a great guy as well. So yeah, top geezer. But do let us know where you're from, and any questions that you have relating to digital marketing. We are more than happy to try and answer. Might not get them all perfect, but more than happy to give it a go. So Randy is here, TG is here. We do have a couple of questions as well, but make sure you do pile in with your questions. We like to go super fast. Boom, 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 boom. So that is what gets us through the sessions quickly and easily. So don't be scared. No such thing as a stupid question. Put them all in the chat and we'll get to them on a first come, first served basis. But we might as well crack on. And Glenart is in Los Angeles, CA. I need to get back there someday. I love LA and Vegas.
LA, I don't know.
It's a little busy, but I enjoyed when I went to LA. I was at an event, but I went out to the place where GTA is based on. I can't remember the fucking name of the place now. I went up to Hollywood.
Oh, San Andreas.
No, not San Andreas.
No? Oh, okay.
Ah, shit. I should really know this. GTA 5 is based in this, but literally, dude, I drove around and it was like driving around GTA. It was that. The detail was insane. Hollywood, all that stuff. I liked LA, man. Seen Rodeo. Is it Rodeo Drive?
Oh, Rodeo. Yeah. The fancy stores. Yeah.
And just taking a drive up there, pretending that I was a bit of a celeb and all that. It was nice.
$3,000 belts. That's a hard pass.
Yeah. But anyway, let's dive into the questions. For ranking location services page, does it help to add a YouTube video while the top SERPs don't have it? Is it bad for EEAT if the video isn't your own? And does the video have to be a YouTube embed? Thank you.
Okay, so multiple questions. Does it help? I mean, if I have a relevant video or the client has a relevant video to add to the page that's hyper relevant to whatever topic we're on or service, then yes, add it to the page. Now, am I going to go out of my way just to add a video? No. But if we have something relevant and we have a YouTube video and it's been shared, definitely, why not? You know, on top of that, does it have to be a YouTube video? It doesn't have to be, but why not? Right? The only thing that you'll notice inside of SERPs usually is Facebook. You see some of a lot of actual websites. So like if you have it inside your website, like what do they call this? Native to the website, actually uploaded on your server, YouTube. And then I see some Facebook. You don't see a lot of other video platforms that get good rankings on Google. You ever notice that? So I think YouTube's probably preferred, or just upload it to your website. On top of that, that's about it. Yeah, I don't see a ranking boost. Do you, Craig?
Not specifically just because I have a video. I wouldn't have thought so, but the big thing is for me, would you use someone else's video? Is that likely to help either? I don't think the video per se has a huge impact in it. You know, if I had one, I'd rather use my own, to be honest. I'd rather drive people to my own YouTube channel rather than somebody else's. But I don't think it would really harm you you know, if I had a Chris Palmer video on there or whatever, is that going to harm me? No. If the video is relevant to what I'm writing about, then who gives a fuck, really? So, but you also have to bear in mind who owns YouTube, and that is the platform that is going to get the
love.
Google
loves. Yeah.
love, not Vimeo, not any of the other platforms. So, for me, I would be utilizing that platform for all I could. And also, the other thing is, if you can create your own video, you can try and get that ranking. People do search on YouTube. You know, it's the second biggest search engine out there. So, it doesn't take a lot to rank in YouTube. It's a lot easier than Google. Less volatile as well, maybe. So, a big thumbs up for the old YouTube. Big Kazbula. Do you have a process for finding decent search volumes with a low cost per click? I am in the rank and rent niche, so finding a combo of these two is super important for running ads. Any tips on that, Chris?
Looking for that primarily, you know, the primary service of the client is usually given to me. And generally, my only job or concern is finding, well, which variation of the primary term are we going to go for? And then finding, you know, what's the best supporting content. So as far as looking for the, you know, best volume with CPC for rank and rent specifically, I don't have a good process. But other than that, I'll use SEMrush in order to figure out, well, what's the best variation? And then what's the best supporting? So hopefully that helps you.
Yes. Hopefully that does help you. There's not much else I can really say there other than what Chris has said. So he's doing to me what I done to him last week. TJ, will changing the address in the NAP on citations hurt rankings? Is there a general best practice for changing the address for a local site?
So, I mean, the people that pitch the cleanup services will say this, but something that I've noticed over the course of time is if you can change them, obviously the ones that exist. But Google generally will reward freshness. So if you were to create new ones with the new address, plus update your website, do data aggregation submission, do a press release, and you know, we can get the new address out there, over the course of time, it will start rewarding that new address. So if you can change them. But if not, build on top and the new ones will get rewarded. That's the process. Dude, plus going back one at a time. Oh my God.
Fuck that.
So much pain.
But, you know, if you use a citation service, certainly the one I use, they give you all the logins, so you could specifically go in and do it, but that's a VA's job, man. I'm not fucking doing that.
Yes.
Poke that. But hopefully that answers your question, TJ. Next question from Mr. Randy. Do you think placing links in your video description really have an impact? Is there a sound method to it? Randy, I really do believe if you place a link in your video description, YouTube does compress said video. You know, I've got videos with and without, and obviously for a lot of the ones where you sponsor, I have to put the link in there. What I would argue on this, Randy, is how many people actually click on that link in the description first and foremost. You obviously have the analytics. You'll be able to answer this better than me. But I do feel that trying to lead people off platform, whether it be YouTube, whether it be LinkedIn or whatever, if you place that link in there, then yes, I think it doesn't give you the reach that you would want to have. I would typically, and you see it on a lot of the social media posting tools, you can have the first comment having the link in it, which is deemed the better way to do it. However, when I've got you know, a channel sponsor, I need to try and give you perceived value You know, I probably would imagine me going the news guy or 38 digital market as it previously was known. People will just go away and Google that. They're not going to go to the description and click on that link. Are they? Fuck. But that's just my opinion, Chris. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a percentage of people that will go into the description, just like the first comment. But I think the vast majority of people, if they're interested in something, they'll go look it up. As far as the outbound, like Google or YouTube has made clear defined rules that they make you verify your site. Like, and that's the one you're allowed to use. So I try to limit the stuff inside the description unless it's a verified URL. And then as far as the description, first comment, I mean, I utilize it, but yeah, I try to limit the stuff inside the description, you know, unless it's my verified URL.
Makes perfect sense to me. Hopefully that answers it, Randy, but maybe you can answer to us. How many clicks do you get from my YouTube channel? Eric, though, has another question. When link building via outreach, citations, press releases, should you limit the amount you're acquiring per month to look natural to Google, or does this even matter? So, Chris, I'm going to rephrase this slightly. If you're doing outreach, and let's say it amounts to 400 a month, is that something you would consider to be unnatural, or would you be quite happy with 300-400 links or citations?
I would be ecstatic with 400 links.
Would you be scared? Would you be like, fuck, that's too much?
If they were all pointing to the homepage, I'd be quite terrified, kind of, in a sense. But do I think that building backlinks, like, why would Google care about 1 out of a billion sites? Like unnatural or natural to a robot referring domains, which all get seen at different times. I wouldn't be overly concerned with that. Now, if they were all pointing to one single page, yes. But if you just blasted one time to a page, it would be highly unlikely that you would get into any type of issues. You know, maybe temporary.
I also think there's a big difference between, say, 400 and 400,000 of them. You know, if your question was, you know, we're doing this and doing that and sending out 400,000 this, and you know, you may look unnatural at that point. You know, if it's vast numbers, but I certainly think I wouldn't be too concerned if it's you know, 400, 500 or whatever. You know, citations in a lot of cases, you know, you buy a site. How you sell citations, Chris? How much is a bog standard citation package get you? How many?
70 of them.
I wouldn't be giving a shit about 70, Eric.
No.
Well, it's those figures are not even going to scratch the surface. So I wouldn't be concerned at that. But you know, anyone giving you 100,000 or whatever, yeah, you may want to.
It's a little wild. Yeah.
Consider that then. Fred Hunter, your go-to tools for keyword selection and exploring the best backlinking opportunities, please. So keyword selection, Chris, what's your go-to tool?
Keyword selection, if I'm just looking at something quickly, keywords everywhere, which is pulling Google's data, AdWords data, or just ads data. And then as far as looking for supporting content or really diving in deep, if we want to say that, I would say SEMrush, without any doubt. And then as far as backlinking opportunities, you know, it's whatever's on the list, you know. As far as any type of placements, it's Haro, whatever's available. And then other than that, it's going to be PR, citations, directories, Web2, foundation type links. Or it's going to be guest posts where we already have a pre-existing relationship. So that's that. That's how I choose. Who do I have the best relationship with?
I'm also going to say SEMrush for keyword selection and exploring the best backlinking opportunities. You can use SEMrush for that. You've got Ahrefs, you've got there's tons of tools out there to analyze backlinks that your competitors have, and you want to be taking some of the good stuff that they've got that you haven't. But SEMrush have, backlink gap analysis. You can see what some of your competition have that you don't, and try and go out and seek those opportunities. So that's a good place to start, Fred, in my opinion. MD Akash, hello. And he goes on to ask, is affiliate totally dead? What do you guys think about the future of affiliate? So what's your thoughts on it, Chris?
Is it dead? I don't believe so. I know a few people that are still making quite a significant amount of dollars. Certain parts of affiliate are dead, but I still think there's opportunity there. I think the way of going about it has significantly changed. Also, the platforms have changed. I think how you're pitching it, or how you're doing it, has changed. But no, is it dead? I find that hard to believe at this point.
What I'd ask you, MD Akash, or anyone who asks that question, what is it you call affiliate? Now, obviously, we know that a lot of these content websites have been hit. Websites that have ads all over them, again, seem to have been given a slap over the last few years. Is that what affiliate is? It's not. It's one tiny type of affiliate. And yes, we've seen websites get hit. Yes, we've seen Amazon commissions come down. But that's not just affiliate. SaaS products, using a video to showcase a SaaS product, adding your affiliate link there, that type of thing, using your TikTok. There's lots of people in TikTok making commissions from TikTok Shop. There's Amazon influencer. People are still able to make money through affiliate. That guise of Amazon affiliate or, crappy content affiliate has been slammed because there was a low barrier to entry. People were just slapping up any old content, and that's now been kind of found out, and Google has kind of discarded a lot of that stuff. But I don't think affiliate's dead by any stretch of the imagination. It's still very much thriving. There is so many businesses out there who want to get in front of people's eyes, whether it be my audience, Chris's audience, or whatever. And we can do affiliate all day long, but it's just, where is your audience? And obviously a lot of people previously were solely relying on, long tail keywords and very specific content, which was good while it worked. But I think the people, and Chris, whoever it may be, have had to go on and build up the brand and do other types of marketing to build an audience, and they will still be able to do affiliate, no problems at all. So I think you've got to evolve as a person, as a business, try and get traffic from other sources. Like we always say with websites, you want to tap into Reddit, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever's out there, and you can still throw your affiliate link around and make some decent money. Yes, Randy, the old you-know-what is blowing up. So, yes, I'm going to keep filling my boots with it. Get as many subscribers as I possibly can. And you know what I'm talking about, right, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah. Not that it's any massive secret. I'd rather get to my million first, and then I'll tell you guys exactly how it was done. Just need to get ahead of the curve. Don't want everyone shitting in the pool. I want the fucking gold plaque first. Sure. Yeah. But Ursol, Google Ads close variants is a feckin' joke. What happened to exact match and phrase match?
Google, what happened to what happened to this? I don't know, but I mean, they do what they want to do. and things have changed, but it's becoming more like, hey, give them money and then they just take care of it. That's what it feels like that platform is becoming.
That's what they want you to do. Now, I've always found a lot of success with exact match and phrase match. Ursel, I always felt like using broads, your money was getting pissed against the wall, and people who don't want it, So I always felt like that was a great feature. I've never really bought into the whole give us your budget and use close variants and we will put you in front of the right people. I don't buy into that. I don't see a lot of success with that model, and with a couple of the projects that I've got where we do Google ads, I've got like a Google ads representative on my tits all of the time.
On my tits.
Oh, give me your money. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. I'm like, just fuck off. Leave my campaign alone. I know it's converting. I know, but they're always trying to give me a hands-off approach, which I don't really like. So I think they are going down that route, and it is a fucking joke. There was no need to change it from broad, exact, and phrase. It worked so well, but yeah, they do like to tamper and touch things, and it's not good, man. But honey, how much CTR in Google Webmaster is good for green flag from Google? More than 3% is okay. What is a green flag from Google?
I'm not sure what a green flag is. Like the go flag? What is a good amount? I think this is wildly dependent upon what your site's best average is. Like what's your site currently doing? What specifically is that page doing? But is there a set amount? No. Also, too, are you even in a position to be getting traffic, or is it getting impressions before you start doing this? I think in order to get a green flag, you have to be within range of your website and that SERP that you're in. So finding that green flag is difficult.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
But yeah, just try and make things look as natural as you possibly can. There's a lot of people with CTR go fucking wild. Start moderately and build up and tweak and fine tune, and you'll probably find out what works. But some of the people I get going, Craig, this CTR shit's not working. I sent 10,000 clicks to the GMB, and you're just like, dude, who the fuck sent 10,000 clicks to plumber in Ohio? Come on. Just not natural. So natural is the way to go, honey. Glenart, question on podcast backlinks and a platform such as Podchaser or Transistor. What is a good way to get podcast backlinks in large quantity using these podcast platforms? You done any of that, Chris?
Yeah, and I have to redo it. I got accepted by Amazon's program. So in order to get as many as possible, you have to submit that RSS feed to as many directories as possible, which then get sent out to whatever they're connected to. So I've noticed that each of them that you sign up for has their own little distribution, So one of these platforms that you're talking about here, they might have their own distribution. They're all connected to Apple and Spotify. But then submitting to each of the directories is the next step in order to acquire as many backlinks as possible or show up. So
is it a gig or a service you use for that, or you're doing that shit manually?
It's manual. Yeah. Like I tried all different types of tools. It's tough. The only tool that I know of, there's a submission tool. I forget the exact name, but if you look up podcast RSS submission tool, there's only like one out there. It's all like dead places. You know what I'm saying? So Look up a popular podcast. This is what I would do. Look up a popular podcast that gets mass distribution, like Joe Rogan, and go down the list. Look up Joe Rogan. Look up a specific episode, one that got a lot of hits. Look up that episode and then look down the SERPs and see, well, which platforms are showcasing this, and then submit to those. That's what I would do.
Yes. Success leaves clues.
Actually, that is what I did. The first time I got to do it again. It took a day. you know, it took a few hours. It's quite simple though. Some of them make you jump through hoops and, you know, sign up for accounts, but the problem is on each platform, you have to sign it up again. So you'll submit your RSS feed and that's one thing, but you make the account, then you get your own, they call it like a episode page. And that's what you're after. You want them to host all of your episodes on your own episode page that you filled out. That's what you want. It's a pain. Yes. There you go.
Rank 1 PK. When looking for optimized headings from our competitors to replicate, are we looking for primary keyword optimized headings, or does it also include entities and LSI keywords?
Yeah, primary optimization, no matter what we're looking for, we're just talking about headers here. So yes, we're counting headers as optimized zones. And then as far as unoptimized zones, usually in those, so let's just say there's 20 headers. 10 of them need to be tuned with the primary key term. The other headers or unoptimized headers, generally that's where you'll put your LSI and co-occurring key phrases. So then the answer is yes, of course. Entities specifically.
There you go. Not much I can add to that. I'm sorry. Fred is asking, is replicating the competitor's backlink strategy the best strategy? I'm not sure it's the best.
I don't, yeah. You know, oftentimes what you'll find with backlinks is people win for more than one reason, right? And just because they got there the wrong way doesn't mean necessarily that you should. So I think taking a look at all of your primary terms and taking a look at the leading competitors and then analyzing and figuring out, well, how many of these anchors or referring domains that are coming in are utilizing primary key terms or key terms that matter? Like getting a proper count of those, I think could be in your best interest. That way, at least you have a blueprint for success. Like how many does it actually take? So yes and no. We need to look at competition to figure out, well, what's the blueprint to get there, but not identically what they do. Oftentimes not. Nah.
Also, just another thought to have, Fred. Obviously, yes, you know, you can look at the competition and get some of the stuff that they have that you don't. Yes, that's definitely fine to go out and do that as a starting strategy. But let's say I'm competing with Chris Palmer. I want something that motherfucker can't get. That, you know, that is what I'm looking for. Something powerful, relevant that he's going to find it hard to get onto. And that is, you know, sometimes the difference, you know, because we can all get a lot of the same jackass links out there. I want something that Chris may not be able to get for one reason or another, whether that's me speaking at an event that he hasn't or whatever. You know, there's certain things that I can get that he can't. I'm pretty sure he can anyway. You could just go out there and speak. But, you know, I want a link from SEMrush if he can't get one. I want a Big Daddy on there, Big Daddy link in SEMrush. You know, that is the kind of thought process when you are probably like for like on most things and you've got everything your competition have. I want something they cannot get. So not just going out and getting, because someone's in the Daily Mail, I need to be in the Daily Mail. Nah, I want to be in something bigger and better than the Daily Mail that he can't get. And that is sometimes going to be the difference in that as well. Something that's not been saturated to death and that's quite hard to get. So a couple of different ways to think about it, Fred. Honey asks the famous question, rank and rent or digital marketing agency? Which one do you prefer? We'll let you answer it first, Chris.
Everyone's path is different. You know, everyone's path is different. So it's irrelevant of what I feel. You know, everyone said that, you know, services are impossible to scale and having an agency is like insane, which they were right, but that's the path that I chose. So I think dabbling with both, if that's what's on your plate and figuring out what's best for you, and you don't mind waking up and doing every day and thinking about every day, that's up to you. For me, I think the agency is much better, but maybe you'll like rank and rent.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, though. I think it really depends on the person. I had an agency. I had it for 9 or 10 years. I just became fed up with it. It wasn't that I couldn't do it. It ground me down. And maybe when I look back, I probably didn't have the right temperament for it either. I'm a bit of a loose cannon, if I'm being honest, and maybe didn't manage people in the right way. And I think if you've got the right setup and the right people surrounding you to manage, certain things and take some of the stress from you, you can have a successful agency. So really down to you as a person and maybe your temperament as well. Whereas I was trying to do everything in the agency and I was hot-headed and it's not a good mix, let's be honest. So that's my failure. But pick whatever suits you, honey. Eric has asked if your client has limited budget when building backlinks is your best option, manual outreach to niche-related websites. So is manual outreach the best way to get links whilst working on a budget, Chris?
Definitely not. Absolutely not. No, not even remotely close. The amount of time and effort, I don't believe so. So if they have a limited budget, it really depends on the niche or the category. I think if they're limited on budget, maybe I would focus more attention on the site, on the content. We still need some initial links and we still need some links, but maybe it's going to be a content strategy as opposed to a linking strategy. But outreach is not it. No, definitely not. And two, I don't know if you've tried this manual outreach, at scale and trying to do it, just reaching out, like going into your competitors' backlink profiles and trying to acquire actual links. It's actually quite difficult. It takes a lot of time and it's very, very costly. And then you're spending time back and forth. If you don't have a preset relationship, it's very, very difficult. So good luck.
Eric, I think there's not much I can add to that. Limited budget and doing link building the hardest possible way, the most time-consuming way, doesn't add up. You can just go out and buy niche-related links, guest posts, even niche edits and whatnot. There is always different price options depending on your budget. But manual outreach, definite no. I'm not saying that manual outreach doesn't work it works to a certain extent, but I just think trying to get replies, you're lucky to get 1 out of 100, and that is the kind of ratios. And you're probably also likely having to pay anyway. The person on the other end is going to be saying, yeah, it's $50, dude, cough up before I place the link. That's the admin fee or whatever you want to call it. And you'd have been quicker taking 2 seconds to just go and buy a niche edit or a guest post from one of the many vendors that are out there. But rank 1 PK, how do we research for content of web copy of location pages, and how to draft and construct content? Do you have any tips for content writers to write quality SEO content besides on-page SEO? Just simply look for who's ranking in the areas that you want to rank. Take their template. That's what Google's rewarding. I'm going to steal it from you, Chris. Take what is working. There's no point in reinventing the wheel or as us giving you some fluffy bullshit talk about, here's some tips for content writers to do this, this, and this. Take what's working and adapt it to your client.
It's that easy. That's right. And then if you want to be fancy, sometimes you'll notice inside of SERPs, it's always serving the same intent, but there'll be multiple vantage points or viewpoints. If you want to be fancy, you can choose, if there's 10 listings on the first page, one of them slightly different, you can try another angle, But generally, if Google's rewarding this, then that's what you give it, you know? That's path of least resistance.
Yeah. Our Saul's got a good question. Not quite SEO related, but quite the question that I like. What is best, putting $1,000 a month into a pension, which invest the money into low risk stocks, or investing that money into your own websites? What do you do, Chris, or what do you see as the best?
So I have a significant amount of dollars that I put forward inside of a Vanguard index fund, but that's one piece. But me personally, I like to launch ideas, right? I call it putting it into the air, like throw it in the air and wait for it to come back with more. So I do both, a little bit of both, but never do anything that's all in. No matter what, I want to be able to, like, this is kind of like gambling, like I'm willing to risk this on an idea. So it really depends on what you're doing. And that's completely up to you. It's hard to say. But I think you should be putting something to the side, at least, for later on, just in case.
Yeah.
So both. That's hard to say there.
Both if you can afford it, or so. However, if you're really competent at what you do from a digital marketing or online or whatever it is you do, I've said this at a few different speaking engagements that I've had. If you've got 200 grand, right, or I've got 200 grand, I could invest that in a property and get probably $1,200 a month back on that 200 grand property. Essentially, it will take me a long time to recoup my 200 grand. And yes, further down the line, I've got an asset that I can sell. A 200 grand website is likely to get you between £6,000 and £8,000 per month. Now, yes, there's a higher risk because of Google updates and all that kind of stuff, but that comes down to how competent you are. I regularly buy and sell different web assets and get involved in them rather than putting money into pensions, because I believe I'm good at what I do. No one else has to believe that, but I certainly feel I've got a good grasp on what I'm doing, and I'm willing to take that risk. And you may call me crazy or whatever, but I'm not really into pishy stocks and stuff like that. Yes, I've got some property. Yes, I've got some money put to the side. Like Chris says, you don't want to be all out on websites. But for a period of time when I didn't have a lot of money, I was all out on websites. And now the job is to keep putting money out on websites, but also to push money here and there into various other things. But, do I really want to put it into low risk stocks or anything like that? The answer is no. I would go down the property route just to split things up and stuff like that. And I've got friends who go all into property and it works very well, but that's a longer term strategy, longer term game. Now and maybe looking at it when you're 60, hopefully some other mug's paid your mortgage, and you've got an asset there, and you've not actually put that much physical cash down, is certainly the way to go. But hopefully that helps you also. But it was a great question. Randy is saying less than 10% of the daily traffic for the CTR question you posted, honey. Good answer, Randy. Glenart, as for Google Ads is concerned and closed variants, you can always use the negative search keywords to stop Google from wasting your money. Good point, Glenart. Brian Eisenberg, good to see you. I am very well. What do you think yesterday's Google announcements will impact small, unsophisticated businesses? So what do you think of yesterday's announcements, Chris?
I did not see yesterday's announcement. Was there a big announcement of some sort?
I've seen a few things, a few people having a dig at John Mueller and stuff like that, but I'm not entirely sure what those announcements actually mean for small, unsophisticated businesses just yet. I've not actually had a big, deep look into it, but I do think small businesses in general, with all of the updates that are going on, really have to up their game, build their brand, and not just have a shitty website there doing nothing. I think a lot more time, effort, money, and everything else has to go in to your marketing. And I think a lot of small, unsophisticated businesses are not taking their online presence that serious. And I include EAT and everything else in that. A lot of people don't even have an About Me page or About Us page. And I think the barrier to entry into this game now is a lot higher than it ever was. And I expect with all the other kind of updates that come out from Google, we have to jump through more hoops as the years go on. So that's how I see it. But training essentials. Are there any images CTR software services specifically for images, Chris?
But images have to be housed somewhere. If they're housed somewhere, they should have a web address, right?
Yeah.
So there's countless softwares that run traffic. So yes, there's tons of them. Specifically angled at images, I would consider that to be a very niche specific thing that you're trying to do. So I doubt someone would build a software just around that. But there are traffic softwares, lots of them. So a simple search in Google will pull them up.
Yes. Just go into the media library in the back end of your WordPress, presuming you do use WordPress, grab the URL and send traffic to said URL. Easy peasy. Chris Boland, any thoughts on city level TLDs like .nyc, etc. for local search? What's your thoughts on those bullshit domains?
Well, I think you just said it best. The real question here is, how often are you doing searches, and do you see these types of domains being rewarded, right? You might see an IO, right? You might see a .co. You might see them periodically, but it's clear and evident that the .com.net.org is probably some of the better ones. I steer clear. Yeah. I'm good.
I steer clear. I've seen a couple of .londons working that are owned by SEO specific people, but very rarely have I ever seen a .glasgow or any other TLD, city TLD. You just don't see them ranking. So I've always felt that those vanity TLDs are a lot of fucking shit, if I'm being honest. I think ever since back in the day, I can't remember what year it was, but it's when the .co came out, and some bullshitter basically led me to believe that the .co was going to be the next big thing, better than the .com. It was like an in-between of the .co.uk and the .com. It was the next big thing, and they were like $99 each, and I bought a whole fucking heap of them, dude, and then it turns out they were for Colombia. Yeah, shit. So ever since then, all those bullshit domains. I'm a .com.co.uk guy because I'm based in the UK. If that's not available, would I use a .org? Maybe, but I would still rather have a .com or a .co.uk, or I'd rather not have it at all. So that's just my thoughts.
Ditto. For sure.
Sir Klopp, use the link below for a press release from the news guy to increase your referring domains, buy guest posts, do whatever to increase your referring domains. But a Newsblast, is certainly likely to be something that many people use to increase their referring domain count, and it works very, very well. And a lot of people believe that referring domain count is really important. So the link is below. Kazbula Dash. Who owns the big Kazbula account? I have no clue, Kazra. No clue. Dude, this is... Someone has been commenting on here under the name Big Casbula for a few months, and no one is any the wiser to who it is. But
I thought it was him.
no. He says it's not.
Allegedly not him.
Yeah, allegedly not him. Prove it's not you, Kaja. Eric asks, are there any free tools for position tracking?
Is that rank tracking?
Yeah.
Free? Not that I know of. Or they might have like a freemium type setup. But no, I don't believe so. But that's the next thing that we want to build out, because that's pretty simple and easy, helpful. But no, I don't know of any free ones. Do you, Craig? Free rank tracker?
Not free. Yeah, nah, I really don't. There might be ones that have a free trial.
Yeah, free trial.
I can't think off the top of my head any free ones, just because they need to pull the data from somewhere, and there's a cost for that. So,
search API data is very inexpensive, if not free. But then there has to be a server to house it. Plus, you want to track it. Plus, you want to run. Yeah, like who's going to run all those resources and give it away for free? There has to be. I can't see it. I highly doubt it. Now, there's tools, though, that you could buy one time that you can do it. Like Power Suite, I think that's one of them. Scrapebox is another one. Like there's a ton of tools that you could buy one time and run for yourself. That's very inexpensive. But I don't know any that would do it free. That would be madness.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric. We couldn't help you with that one. Arconics Gaming. I'm working on a beauty and wellness brand right now. It does not have e-commerce, but only articles. Website intention is to rank articles. What strategies would you suggest to grow organically?
Well, if the strategy is to create, buzz or traffic around whatever the product is and utilizing content marketing to do that, then it sounds to me like you need to double down on content. But I would just make sure that you have a content writer. And I've noticed content writers are great at content. But then we would have the next person that's going to optimize and then place. I would just pick up the amount of content you're publishing on a weekly basis or bi-weekly. It sounds like it's a must. And then on top of that, I might double down on a content strategy other than just written. I would take that same concept or those same ideas, and then can you make video out of it? Can you do audio out of it? Can you make imagery out of it just to get more distribution? A lot can be pulled out of an article, a well-done article, even if you have to use AI to do it. So hopefully it helps you.
Hopefully. Fred asks, is the inclusion of primary keyword or part of the primary keyword in the domain still has its worth? So having a keyword-rich domain or even partial match domain, does that still carry some weight in your opinion?
Definitely. There's no question. It really limits other stuff that you're targeting. I'm going through this now. I'm trying to help this guy out. I was doing his maps. Now we're doing the site. It's great for whatever you're targeting, right? But always at the very beginning of a business, you get your website. It's like, oh, I only care about this. But as time progresses, you quickly realize, I actually care about more things, right? More area, more service. So it's great for whatever you're targeting. But I would be very, very selective on what that is. Like if you're doing for the houses, it makes perfect sense to have the top level or the root domain to have target a state, and then have all my pages target the cities. Like that makes sense, So as long as you're careful with how you're doing it, it's still very effective, for sure. Just be mindful.
Yeah, just be mindful. Big Hawks, Chris, do you still do 30 to 60-minute consultations? And can SEOs utilize this service for general advice, or is it more for business owners?
I mean, yes, I still offer time, not as many slots as I used to, just because of work and I need, it's time. But yes, I offer it. As far as the angle is generally SEO, business owners, people just starting, it's SEO oriented. But if somebody booked a time and just wanted general advice, I don't know on what, but yes, I sell time.
Nice one. But you sell it to anyone, right? I'm going to make the assumption, because obviously I've done a lot of these as well. I get business owners who want to know more about SEO, but a lot of the time that I was selling was other SEOs just looking for confirmation of they're on the right path and stuff like that, and picking my brain and just asking my opinion on things. So I take it you do all that for SEOs as well?
1,000%. Like overview, hey, what do you think about this direction? 1,000,000%. Yeah, the only time I've ever canceled them was like I've had agencies that I've known and I've crushed them out.
But yeah, so Big Hawks, you can book time with Chris, and SEOs can utilize it as the answer there for you for general advice. Listen, everyone always asks everyone for advice, even off of here. We're like, dude, have you seen this, or have you tried that, or blah 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 blah. So it's always good just to reaffirm something. Craig, what do you think of this? Or Chris, what do you think of that? So obviously, you've got to pay people for their time for it, but also, going out and networking, making friends with people. I've got a lot of SEO friends, so I've got, I don't know, like 10 guys I can literally go and see tomorrow and just say, right, guys, I'm thinking of this. What do you think? And everyone needs it. So just say yes to my idea, and it will make me go and do it, is sometimes what you need to just push you along. So I think these calls are definitely worth it. Nerdy, TNG, sexy logo time, love it. Yes, he upped his game and sorted it out, and that is the news guy for anyone who doesn't know. Ursol says, outreach depends on niche. If you're doing casino, it's going to be a lot harder if you're getting links. It's going to be a lot harder than getting links to like a children's hospital, for example. Also likely to get paid. Also need to do paid usually to get the right money anchors. Kazra's asking me who owns the big Kazbula account. No clue, mate. No clue. It's not me. I can't be logged into multiple accounts while doing a live stream. So it's not fucking me. I've got my ideas, but I've told you. Fred is asking the best tool for tracking the performance of writers.
Notion. Notion's pretty cool.
It's fucking a hard learning curve, though.
Yeah. Notion. I mean, the only other piece, it depends on what the content is. If it's something for, like, say, a law firm and it has to get double verified, they like to see a platform. So Notion is nice. That way they can make they want that, be able to look at it. But if it's just for your run-of-the-mill type content, we just keep it in order on Google Docs.
Simple and easy.
Simple and easy.
Just make sure your process and structure's right, and you've got someone double checking it, because writers do become sloppy very, very quickly. So keep on top of them. Honey, how to deal with clients who are willing to get cheap SEO services. Suppose times 5 amount if we are proposing X amount from other shady service provider like social bookmarking. I wouldn't see, if a client is basing their assessment of my skills against, some 5 gig where it gets you social bookmarking, I would literally tell them to fuck off and go to Fiverr. I know you're going to say, Craig, I can't tell them to fuck off. I need the money. But sometimes you have to say no to certain type of clients, because if that guy's going to fuck off to save $10, he's not the right client for me. There's plenty of clients out there who will want to use you for the skills and expertise that you have. Going in at that level where someone is likely to go to some shady SEO provider and do that, they were going to do it anyway. So what's the point in even wasting time and energy fighting them on it? Just take them for all they've got while you can, and then try and never get a client like that again. Up your pricing, up your type of clients that you work with is all I would really say. Anything to add there, Chris?
Man, no, the price is the price. Like this, we always lay it out, or we call it a scope of work. Like, the price is the price. Now, whether you can afford to make this investment now or over the course of time, this is what's required. Like, no, like, do you want to win or not? Like, this is what it's going to cost, and this is what it's going to take. No. Yeah, no, I don't entertain that. I hate that. If there's any type of I've tried that in the past, working with side by side with other people where they're getting other opinions or thoughts or ideas. No, this is the game plan. That's that. Yeah, no way. No, it's hard sometimes to say no, especially if it's a big client. But not. Oh, I hate that. Yes, value and cost. Very important in SEO. It's hard, especially early on. Like, I was taking all bets, right? But as time progresses, it's like, I need a sure bet, So
yeah,
it's tough. Good luck though.
Yeah. Last couple of questions. Just going to check how many there are. We've got about 4 questions left, and we'll try and answer them in the last 3 minutes. Trying to land a client for 3 months. What would be good? Some good freelance website to land my first gig. A couple of places where they could promote their services as a freelancer.
So I think if you are a verified seller and you can get verified on Fiverr, I know a few guys that they do very well there. Upwork's another spot. You're really getting that for the validation for the clients, right? Like, hey, look at all these verified reviews, essentially. I did it at first. I had like 863, like on one account, 900 plus on another. Yeah, I think any of them that you could get on, but if there's a way to pay in order to get visibility, like Fiverr, you could run like a little ad, I believe, or get verified. Like, anything you could do that's extra to get a vantage point as far as visibility, I would do it. And then on top of that, there are certain types of very specific work that advertising can work very well for you. I would really, really look into that. Like, yeah, running on top of the keyword SEO New York, it seems like a good idea, but I assure you it's not. But if there's something specific that you can do for a specific niche, run traffic just for that. Think about what that is. What are you really good at? Are you good at technical? Can you do a cleanup? Like, what vantage point do you have that's special and unique? There won't be a lot of volume, but the people that you get through the door will be buyers. Yeah, that's my best advice.
Cool. With a single GBP location, yet want to rank in other cities organically, how should a URL structure be? Like non-geo service page, and also location pages, or domain /service keywords, 100 pages of those.
With these recent updates, we were doing a lot of hard siloing. But it's really wildly dependent on, well, what is Google rewarding? I've had a few instances where building out a hard silo of website.com / we buy houses, Ohio / we buy houses, Cleveland, right? So that way we had state level and then we had our city level. what we quickly realized, plus that's just one niche. This applies to all niches. If I'm looking at the SERP and Google is not rewarding that, like if they're rewarding off the root, then that's what we serve them. I know it sounds odd, but I've seen so much better results. So take a look at the SERP, see what's being rewarded, and then make your decision on how you want to structure it. Is it going to be like I just referred to, like a hard silo where we have state level plus keyword and then city level with primary key term? Or are we going to have still our state level page because we want to target the state, and then we just have all of our city pages like you're mentioning here off of the root? All right, but take a look at what Google's rewarding. All right. If it's just all home pages, that means we need to run our inner pages off of the root. If you're seeing a big, deep, like if you're seeing structuring or hard silos, and that's the majority of the SERP, then hey, I think it'll be okay for your niche. But I would take a look at that. And those are really the only two ways that I run it. It's either going to be flat, or I'm going to build a hard silo. And that's it. Hopefully that answers it for you.
Hopefully, Chris. Chris Hildy rank 1PK. So basically just mimicking the content of the top rankers in our own words and the content structure. Yes, that is literally it. It's that simple. That is it. I don't know why people try and make it harder than that, but I know it seems a bit odd to just lay it out like that, but realistically, that's what it is. If I like something Chris Palmer's got that's ranking really well, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to try and replicate that shit and use my own words. So it's what everyone's doing. And finally, Davey Hennessy, good to see you as always. For the person who was looking for the open source rank tracking tool, SERP Bear, you have to install it on a server and connect it to one of the SERP APIs. Some of the APIs give you up to 5,000 free scrapes a month. Hope that helps. And last one from Rank 1PK. You said getting SEO clients by trying to rank on terms like SEO plus location isn't helpful. How can a beginner start a new project to do and learn SEO and get clients? In terms of learning SEO, Chris Palmer's got a massive YouTube channel. I've got a YouTube channel full of different videos on different topics, which is a great place to learn SEO. Getting clients, you can do paid, you can do videos, you can do, networking at local events, all of that kind of stuff. Where can you get clients from? Simple and easy. You've got to put yourself out there. They're not going to land in your lap. So whether you go to YouTube, whether you build up some stuff on Facebook or whatever it may be, I'd be trying to do everything that you possibly can. And you might say, Craig, I'm not really into YouTube. Then if you're not, I've got friends that are not into YouTube who still do SEO. They are likely to do some form of marketing to get people in, whether it be offering free audits. You've got to get a hook. Why would someone come to you and ask for your help? Are you offering a free audit? A free review of the website? You've got to get people interested, whether you're mailing them or dropping an ad on them or whatever it may be. You need to have a hook there. If you're not prepared to do the whole video thing and put yourself out there, because obviously we can showcase knowledge and everything, and people go, oh, Craig or Chris, that the guy asked earlier, can I buy some of your time just to fucking pick your brain? That's because this video, Chris takes the time to do videos like this, and he will make money as a result of that, but that might not be for everyone. So you've got to get a hook in there one way or another. So hopefully that helps you. But any other advice for Rank 1PK before we wrap up, Chris?
The acquisition of clients, I really like the forum still. Social is really good. Why not content? Start ranking some content. I think content's a good avenue. You don't want to be on video, podcast. But really, that's at the end of the day, it's going to cost you one of two things, which are really just one thing. It's either going to cost you time or dollars, no matter what. And really, dollars are really just time. So no matter what, you have to invest. Now, where you go, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And what worked for me is not going to work for you. So try ads. Okay, we start building up content. podcast, maybe do videos, who knows? But you know what's available to you. It's just actually executing and start doing it. And then just know it's not going to pay off right away. It's not going to pay off at all. It's going to feel like nothing's happening. And then one day when you wake up, it'll happen for you. But that you have to start. I mean, don't just ponder and think about it. Just start executing on everything. Something will hit for you. Put it in the air, put it in existence, right? Like just sitting and thinking about it. Just start moving. And you'll find what you're looking for. Hopefully it helps you.
Hopefully it does. But that is us. We're actually 5 minutes over, Chris. Lots of questions. So we're back to where we want to be. Good, fast-flowing questions. So thank you, everyone who asked their questions. Also, thank you to chrispalmer.org. If you want any of Chris's services, consultancy, or whatever, or just go and look for Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube if you want to get some free tips and advice over on the channel. And also do check out the news guy, Randy's PR service. The link is below for the person who wants those referring domains, and anyone else. Great service. So use the link below to go over and see Randy's offering there. And we will be back at the same time next week as normal to answer any questions you may have. But
awesome. Thank you. See you next week.
Always. See you later.
Bye-bye.